let's talk about love. Like you and me all night, and let's talk about love. And feeling alright, and let's talk about love. Yeah, baby, come and dance with me. You're everything I'll ever need. So let's talk about love.
Welcome to the Pink Love Lab Live. That is always so hard. So hard for me to say, but yes, the Pink Love Lab Live. Welcome. This is our summer finale, and it may be the series finale. I'm presently, right now, trying to get my lab assistant that's coming out today. We've done amazing things together over the course of time. And so she is not just the producer of this show, PLL. No. She is also the tech. She runs and makes sure that everything runs amazingly. And she has been supporting me for a very, very, very long time. And I am glad that she is the lab assistant for tonight, because it's one of them days where I just need to have a good time. And I am always guaranteed to have a good time with my good sis, Sue. So I'm going to just ask Sue to come on in here right now. And so we can get this show started. Yo, I was like, put it, so it was like that.
It's a tongue twister for real. It's a tongue twister. Yeah. PLL.
Yes. And, when you have a list, it just adds a whole nother dynamic to it. You know what I mean? But I just was welcoming everyone to Pink Love Lab Live, and the fact that this is our summer, to be honest, it's probably the series finale, right? But it's just it's been fun. I just, I'm looking at the new direction that God is moving things in. That's why I'm trying to talk to you that we should bring Walking Heavy back, but that's another conversation for a different day. I mean, I don't understand the difference, right? We just change the background and switch it out.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
But seriously, though, this is the show where we explore the chemistry of connections. And we always kick this show off with a video. But before we do that, how are you, Sue?
Okay, I don't know if you heard Brookie. She's back there growling at whatever sound is happening outside. But I have been good, been busy, gearing up for the new semester that's about to start next week.
Okay.
I'll be taking I guess a theology of the Holy Spirit. And
okay.
And Genesis.
Sounds very theological.
Yeah, it does sound very theological. So, I'll be talking to you about that on the side. But I'm also taking Genesis, and if y'all know me well enough, y'all know I love me the Old Testament. So let's break down Genesis. Get into all of the crazy texts in Genesis, and what we believe is true and what's not. And I love being suspicious, especially of the Old Testament. So
okay, yeah. And that's what we get ready to do tonight. Get suspicious about the content. So let us get into our kickoff open discussion video for tonight.
All right.
Slept with my sister so that we could have a baby. First in background, I have an identical twin sister and I have fertility problems. She does not. My husband and I have been struggling to have a baby for the last 6.5 years. Without telling me, my sister and my husband decided to sleep together to get pregnant and surprise me that they are having a baby And my sister wants me to have this baby and raise her baby after she slept with my husband. And he says that it's fine because it's like a surrogacy and it's the same thing, and like genetically it's my baby. My sister says it's no big deal, that she's happy to do it for me. This is not the same as surrogacy. This is not the same as my egg going inside her and doing a fertility treatment. She slept with my husband. And my husband says that it's not cheating because it's basically the same lady parts, because we're genetically the same. So it's the same lady parts is what he says. Therefore, it's not cheating.
Child.
First of all,
Throw it away.
I'm sure there are a number of women that have the same lady parts. You know, it's
That wasn't the husband's first time in them lady parts.
you don't think so?
No, no. Because how you know it was the same? That wasn't the husband's first time in the lady parts. Okay, the husband been up in the lady parts.
Radiant said, woohoo, shaking my head. Listen, being a surrogate, that's a whole totally different journey. They were supposed to sit down, talk about legalities, what does it look like, what's the process they're going to use, are they going to do, in vitro, are they going to do how? There was supposed to be a conversation. You don't just sleep with the twin and then come back and be like, we did this for you.
That was we sleeping together. Now I'm pregnant. How are we gonna spend this?
Right.
That's all that was. It was what about no surrogacy or whatever. Throw the sister and the husband away.
Yeah, no. First of all, I mean, like my words, I can't even find the words because I would have had an instant reaction. Right. The Radiant says surprise. She's on Instagram. Here's a baby for you.
See her.
You
She was like, surprise, surprise, surprise.
I can't. The anger, the amount of anger that would be in my belly, not because y'all slept together, because some things that would be secondary to the fact that y'all trying to play in my face.
Right.
See, I get weirded out by weird stuff, right? I get angrier about weird things. And the sleeping together part, that's up there. But now y'all gonna come and tell me y'all did it for me.
Right. Oh yeah.
And you want me to raise the child. And I understand now, let me get serious for a second. I do understand that there are some scientific or biological things that in play that genetically they are, the same, right?
Yes.
But you can't tell me every twin, even identical twins that I know, have some differences to them, whether it's physical, but like, no. Yeah. But now, if something happened to the sister, then I can understand raising my sister's child. But
right.
I can't see me wanting to raise the child of my sister and my husband, and I'm having a struggle having a child with my husband, and y'all didn't have a conversation with me first. It would do something to me.
Well, yeah, because again, they was already sleeping together. This is my. They were already doing the do, and she got pregnant. And now, how are we gonna spend this? How are we gonna spend this? So now it's a surprise. We did this for you.
No,
we did this for you, and then yeah, throw it away. Throw the husband
all the way away.
Because
all the way
really,
away.
do it look like? Does she look that dumb? I don't. Now I know there are people that may really be that clueless, but for my spouse to come to me and say, "Hey," you know, if my partner came to me and said, I slept with let's see who could dang,
Well, you
whoever
can't.
I
But
slept
see, the funny thing is, it's so far out of your imagination, you can't even name a person. You can't even make up a fictional person.
I slept with so and so and got pregnant because I want now that has happened. We've heard many stories.
That's different, though.
I
That's
know it's
different.
different. I know it's different, but I guess I'm trying to wrap my mind about around this concept of hey, we slept together. I slept with your twin sister. She's pregnant. We did this for you. We wanted to surprise you with this information.
No, it's not a birthday party.
Yeah.
No,
I
no.
want to hear some of the
Because,
people.
well, we already know how Radiance feels. She made it clear. Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, and I would be interested to hear what people, have to say, whether you're watching it on replay
Yeah,
later and you have some input on this scenario right here. Because the fact that she knew what she was doing when she brought it to the internet, because she knew wasn't
yeah,
no way in the world. You're not my surrogate sister. This is not something that we agreed to. This is not something that um shoot. At the end of the day, it's not something we agreed to. And then
right, right,
again,
right,
then to your point, and you're joking but serious, I would then wonder how, because not everyone gets pregnant on the first try.
right,
So either one
right.
or two things happen. Y'all were sleeping together, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and oops, or y'all slept together and oops. You know what I'm saying? Like none of it was
Right,
about
right,
me.
right, right.
None of it was about me. It was either a one time, because I'd have known some women to get pregnant that first time, a one
Mm-hmm.
time run, and here's the baby,
Right,
or y'all been doing it for a minute, and now here's the baby. At
right.
no point do I believe y'all sat across the dinner table and said, "I think we should screw." I think I think that it would be beneficial for us to be intimate with one another so that we can give my sister a child. At no point do I think that. None. Mm-mm,
Oh, not
mm-mm.
at
And
all.
if that happened, my name is
Mhm.
John Jacob Jingerheimer Smith. Da
Go
da
ahead,
da
change
da
your
da
name.
da da da.
Go ahead and change your name. This scenario, yes, yes, I know. This scenario is not the same as surrogacy that's planned. Of course, yeah, definitely not. It's
No,
definitely not the same. But it is betrayal. It is 100% betrayal. It is a violation of trust. And yeah, I really hope that because I know that this sting is gonna sting for a while, right?
every
Um,
time the little baby
every time, right,
say auntie, it's going to sting.
right, right. And so, um, yeah, I hope that they get well. I hope that the original poster gets the help that she needs.
Yeah,
And yeah, they have to, her husband and sister have to. There's some reckoning or they. I mean, something
you
has
going to see
to.
them on Judge Mathis or something.
Yeah, Judge Mathis, right? Yeah, but
Judge Lynn
yeah, that
Toler, somebody. They're
betrayal,
going somewhere.
yeah, that violation. I don't see. I know for myself, I wouldn't be able to see a way forward.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to see a way forward in my marriage, nor with my relationship with my sister. Like that would be, I'd have to do a whole lot of work for me to be able to see a way forward. right?
Yeah.
And of
I
course,
agree.
like in the moment, it's rage. I'm surprised like she was so calm when she told the story.
I'm sure she had a long time before she made that video, right?
Mm,
Because you also have to deal with everyone that will know, right?
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
because even if you wanted to keep it secret, yeah, nah, I've been on the phone right after he walked out the door. I said, "Let me tell you what he told me." Like everybody would know. Everybody would know. Mama know, daddy know, everybody would know by the time I'm finished. I ain't embarrassed. Y'all did something to me. Nah,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
yeah.
You didn't do that for me. You did that to, like you said, rectify behavior that y'all shouldn't have had in the first place,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
justify, not
Oh,
rectify, but
justify. Yeah, justify that behavior. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see some people coming in late. We're talking. Oh, there's a video floating around. If you just popped on, a video floating around. A woman has a twin sister. The woman's husband and the twin sister slept together, and then presented this pregnancy. Okay, so the woman, the original poster, is unable to have children. Her sister can, right? The woman's husband and the sister, the twin sister, the identical twin sister, slept together and presented this not pregnancy as, hey, surprise, we slept together and got
we did
pregnant
this
so
for
that we can
you.
have, we did this for you,
Yeah. So,
and so
yeah.
yeah, that's what we yeah.
Well, if we started off with that, we already know these questions for this evening are going to be, exciting to discuss. So, can we
Hmm.
bring up, and welcome to anyone who may be joining us later? Can we bring up question number one?
Yes.
Hey, Dr. Renair, I'm reaching out
Is
because
that how
I'm
they say
serious. I don't know. Let me get my voice back. Because I'm seriously struggling here. I love my job. It really drives me, but it's like I'm married to it and it's eating up all my time. Oh,
it?
I might. I've been there. Evenings,
Yep.
weekends, you name it, I'm probably working. My partner's been an angel about it, but I can tell it's wearing on us and I'm missing out on so much with my kids. It's tearing me up inside, feeling like I'm failing them and my career at the same time. How do I keep from dropping the ball at work and at home? Communication, right?
Mhm.
Communication, and not just with your spouse, with your boss,
Mhm.
right? Because and I wish I knew, sometimes when these questions come, they're a piece of something bigger, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, it's a it's out of context because my part is, are you doing this work because you think you have to work that much, or does the job demand that much?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because one of the things I'm learning in my what I call my Bruce Wayne job, my daytime job, being a workforce trainer, um, the work climate today is different from the work climate 20 years ago.
Mhm.
The work climate today in some places is a little bit more people centric. Like it's a little bit
Yeah.
more, oh, take your PTO. Please, you don't feel well, work from home. It's a little bit more, we care. Whereas 10, 15 years ago, it was make sure you get here, you know,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
and have a doctor's note. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mhm. Mhm.
I wonder if um, the age of this person, because that may be playing a part in why, because we didn't know what work life balance was. What's that?
No. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Yeah.
That's a new term, this work life balance. We knew work and
Mhm.
life was on the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Life was on the weekend. So I definitely believe there's a piece of communication that needs to happen. But my first thought is the question is, what do you really want?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you really want? Because until you know what you really want, you can't make a plan around it.
Right, 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 right. What are your
Because the truth,
priorities? Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's saying what a priority is. Like, she's like, I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
And so for some people, that's enough. Um, it reminds me of this particular type of ethics that says that people will make their decisions based on what is most important to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not just in one area of their life. It's basically saying like, hey, if their family is the most important thing to them, every decision they make will revolve around their family, making
Yeah.
sure that they can get to family engagement, making sure they're home at night to help the kids, making, you know what I'm saying? And if for someone else's money and every decision revolves around money, then they don't care that the kid may have an 8 o'clock game. They're like, yo, I can't make it. I got to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I can't tell the person, how to fix their feeling, right? Because feeling isn't always fact. Just because you feel like you're failing them and your career doesn't make mean that you are. But I do believe that it becomes important to ask yourself, what is most important? Like you said, what is that priority? What's your thought?
My thought is why? Why why have you thrown yourself into into this, right?
Right.
Evenings, weekends. You feel like you're married to it. Why?
Mm,
What is it about the feeling that you get from being that does it for you? Like why? I think it's a deeper like a deeper issue, right? Is it a feeling of inadequacy and I got to be on 24/7 because I need to prove myself, right? She says she loves it,
right.
but or they said that they love it, but what is it? What is the driving force behind you pouring every bit of yourself? Now, often what I say to people is, God, well, those who believe in our higher power, we're not supposed to give ourselves into a deficit, right?
Right.
There should be something left over for us, not just that us meaning our self-care, taking care of our talked about on Saturday, right? This mental, emotional, physical health, spiritual health, right? Taking care of oneself, but also taking care of the people that you say matter to you, that you say that you want to be in relationship with. You have a partner, you have a spouse, you have children, right? That is, you have to save some time. And that means creating boundaries,
Right.
setting boundaries, figuring out your why, right? Why have you, what is this thing that's driving you? Figuring that out, right? Setting boundaries. Because guess what? You drop that on that job, you
They're
drop
gonna put
that on the
someone else
job,
in there.
they gonna send some flowers to your house and keep it moving,
Yeah.
right? Now
Mm-hmm.
you might feel like it's nurturing you, it's taking care of you. Yes, and yeah, that the health insurance might be good and the security of a check every week, every 2 weeks, twice a month. That might be important to you, but if you drop dead tomorrow, they're gonna send some flowers. One of them, a few of your care workers might show up to your funeral, but they're gonna keep it moving. They're gonna get somebody else to put in your spot.
Yeah. And the other side of it is that conversation with the partner,
Yeah,
right? Because just because your partner's been an angel about it doesn't mean that they are not in a space of anger and
Mhm.
resentment, or
Yeah.
I hate to say it this way, not missing you.
Well,
Because the thing is, when someone gets accustomed to you not being there, after a while, they get accustomed to you
to
not being here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it opens up the door for so much else. It doesn't necessarily, and I don't want to make it seem like it opens up the door for cheating. Anything could open up the door for cheating. A sneeze can open up the door for cheating, but
Child.
can
Mhm.
open up the door for them to begin to feel like that they don't need you to
Right.
function in life. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can do this. Then
Hmm.
why are we doing this?
Right.
Or they can, besides resentment, besides anger, disappointment, there's a piece of gratitude,
Mhm.
right? That when you're in a relationship, you want your partner to know, I appreciate you, right? So even if you are 3 weekends out of the month and evenings you are working, at least give them one. At least
Yeah.
make time to love on them, to give them a break.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even if you have a partner who is the most flexible, given person, they want to see you succeed. They said, I'll take care of the home, you go work, whatever the case may be, a thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Let's go out to dinner. Let me
Hmm.
do something nice for you. Let me come home so that you don't have to worry about the kids and you can go out with your friends and go do something. Because if you're at work at evenings and weekends and all the time, when does your partner get a break?
Yeah. 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 And also you have to also consider the impact it has on your children, right? You're missing out so much with your kids.
Mhm.
If you think that doesn't impact them, because at the end of the day, all the kid wants is for you to be there.
Right,
It's
right,
that presence. All they want to do is to if they have a ball game, whatever they want to look out and they want to see their parent, and so that will also build resentment. The children will
yeah,
begin to resent, right, and
yeah,
have that expectation. Oh, well, I'm not going to get excited and talk about this thing that I have coming up because guess what? They won't show up anyway. So
yeah,
it's like this. It snowballs into a right. It gets bigger and
right,
bigger. It really does snowball into something that it would be harder to come back from if it's not
right.
nipped in the bud.
And what I've also seen happen is with children and in relationship dynamics, you stop getting invited,
Yeah, yeah,
and there's nothing like thinking that you are now invited to something that you really want to go to, and the kid
mhm.
then gave the invitation to someone else. Oh, I
Mm,
invited grandma, or I gave the ticket away because you don't come any other time. Why would I
right,
think you're going to come now? What
right.
starts to happen is you give them the expectation of nothing.
Yeah. Whew, that's good.
And once someone has an expectation of nothing, that leaves it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It doesn't mean that they don't care about you, but that
Mhm.
means that you have failed to show up so much
Yeah,
that they have no expectation that if they really needed you, you would
yeah,
be there.
right. And when you do show up, it's like Yeah. They're waiting for the time when you don't, right? So it's like, you know, when you do show up, it's like, okay, yeah, that's nice. But
Right.
there's no like, oh my God, thank you. No. It's like, yeah, yeah. Okay, you're here. And you know, you show up and now you might have this expectation that the family might be a little appreciative, right? Then you might get this like good energy and they're just like, oh, you decided to show up today. Really, that's
Right.
the
It's very
energy.
cool. Like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
And the final thing I'll say about this is a person that is working this much
Mhm.
probably never really unplugs either. So
Mhm.
they're probably at events and functions when they can on their phone,
Mm.
checking the email,
Yeah.
because a person that is a workaholic does not. A workaholic is really no different than any other lick, right? That means that their job is for them almost like an addiction.
Mm. Mhm.
So the odds that when they are home, they are completely unplugged with the phone over there and the computer over there, and they're not scrolling or checking emails or any text messages, any of that, are small,
Yeah.
are really small.
Yeah.
So I say to this person, whether you're watching this now, you're going to watch it later. Um, think about what it is that you really want to see happen and want to
Mhm.
experience. I think that sometimes we forget that we help create our experience because there's so many areas of our life where society or government or uh, social norms or whatever the case may be,
Mhm.
quote unquote, dictate how we should do and how we should be, that we
Yeah.
really forget that outside of the systemic influences, we do have some say in how we participate in our life.
Yes.
And sometimes it is okay to finally say enough.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm be honest with you, Sue, that's where I am in life. That's
Mm.
where I'm in life. And I think that it has been very challenging for me because a lot of the stuff that I used to really be like, I gotta do, I gotta do, I gotta be, I gotta go, I gotta, and you remember that time in my life, I just
Yeah.
was never still. Um, I'm just not there anymore.
Yeah.
And it's challenging for people that know me because they used to me being able to maneuver. And, since my health changed a little bit, I don't, my mobility has changed,
Mhm.
right? Um, but I think the other side is as I'm getting older, I have no desire
Yeah.
to go, go, go. To be honest, I am now like, I'm not a commitment phobe. Like, it's just not that. But when I have too much stuff that is too routine and I gotta every Thursday and every Saturday and I'm like this
Mhm. Mhm.
because I've been so restrained and so for so long, so many years of my life that now I want to be free, like in this way of like being free, but not like free where I want to run the street free. I just
Right.
want to be able to choose how I participate in my day now.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you that there's some real soul searching that that the stop arguing with her.
No,
That the
I don't
person.
know what she's crying about. Y'all just gonna see her today.
Okay.
She got herself all mixed up in the thing. Okay. All right. I don't know what's wrong with you. All right.
But that's all I'm saying. I agree with you. I do think that it's time for them to have a real honest conversation with themselves about what they want to see happen in their life and then have that conversation with their partner about
Yeah.
where their partner really is. Because what may have been okay 5 years ago, you continuously have to do a check in because it may
Yeah.
not be okay now,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you know. But that's why we're here to have these conversations to see how people think and feel about that. But I remember being that person, and I will tell you the one thing that I learned is the time that you miss out on with people, you do not get that back.
Right. Right. Right.
And
And
what you
this felt
don't want
yeah.
is to look up and don't have your job anymore, and the
Hmm.
people that were there,
Right.
whether it's physical or just emotional, are no longer there at
Yeah.
the end of that job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my final thought on that particular question, as I read it, I was like, I used to be like that with the church.
Yeah.
Definitely used to be like that with ministry. Oh my God, I need it. I gotta be on 24/7. There was nothing, nothing that you could have asked me that I wouldn't have done.
She is
And
not
you
lying.
know this,
She is
huh?
not lying.
Right, right. So there was nothing that you could ask me that I would not have done. And it and the thought process was, oh, this is for God, and my partner will understand because this is for God. Like this. Um, and yeah, that is at the end of the day, I can be replaced.
Sure can. Sometimes right in front of your own face.
Right? Come on, right? At the end of the day, I could be replaced. And at the end of the day, I wasn't.
Well, amen.
So now whatever I do for God, I'm still gonna do for God. But at the end of the day, like I'm learning how to set appropriate boundaries, right?
Hmm.
Because if I don't take care of myself, I'm no good to anybody else.
True. True. True.
So
I,
yeah, yeah.
wait, I'm sitting here and all I can hear is I've been running, 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 and I'm not tired yet. Right? And I'm
I'm,
thinking, nah, son, I'm tired. I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. Tired.
nah, we tired. We tired.
I know somebody like that. Oh, they all talk about the community. You'll never get tired. Yes, you do
No.
sometimes get tired. And I think that we have to be okay with having those conversations.
Yes. Please be okay with having those conversations. The best thing, the best lesson I ever learned is how, or the best advice that I ever received is learning how to say no. And I still struggle, and that's a part of it. That's this, yeah, I love it so much that I can't say no.
Yeah, that ain't my story anymore.
Yeah.
I know,
I can't
no,
do it.
people be like, no is a full word. No is a whole ministry for me.
Listen.
I don't even have to figure out some kind of sermonic theme. It's just no. I don't want to do it. I'll get fancy and say like the old song used to say, I'm not gonna be able to do. Like I'm not. No, I'm not. And thank God for good therapy. Oh, that reminds me. I need to set up. Yeah, that reminds me. But because I don't feel as guilty as I used to feel about the no.
Mm. Like we can have a whole show about that because yes, there is a lot of guilt associated with saying no, and you feel that you have to give an explanation. No, no, I can't because this and that and the other. No, hell no, just say no. But that's something I have to learn. No. I don't have to qualify it or quantify it. Like, I don't have to give you a reason why my no is a no.
Yeah, because when I do a yes, when I want to say no, it
Hmm.
never goes the way that I want it to go. It's going to go the way that my attitude internally is.
That's
Because
fair.
then everything kind of like I'm annoyed. Like, oh, now I'm running late. Now I can't find
Right.
this.
Right.
I, I might not even be able to fully get the presentation together because my heart isn't in it. Now I'm only
Mhm.
doing it because I don't want you mad at me.
Right. Right.
I don't want you talking about me.
Right. Right. Right.
Or as some people convince us, if you don't do it, then it can't be done without you, right? This is your thing. It's this way that people say, people are waiting for you, right? And granted, there are people that are waiting for you, but
Yes.
sometimes it's said as a rebuttal to why you don't want to do something.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm not talking about, let me be clear, because somebody be watching this, next thing I know, it'll be a conversation. I'm saying that 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 input is not necessary. Yes,
Hmm.
sometimes you want to remind someone, like, don't give up on your dream. No one is going to do what you're going to do in the world. There are people that are waiting to hear from you. Those are viable words of encouragement. They are not viable words of encouragement when they become words of manipulation.
Listen, they waiting for the healthy you. They're waiting for the, for the healed you. They are waiting for the you that's for the effective you. They're not just waiting on the you that's burnt out and doing it with no heart.
Right. They're waiting on the you that took a nap,
Listen,
who ain't
listen.
who ain't snapping on everybody because you're tired
Yep.
or you're overwhelmed or you're
Hmm.
overworked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see, I had to roll my eyes on that. Well, let's get to the second question because that hit too close to home for me. And I don't even got kids that I'm missing out on the stuff that they doing, but I felt it in my neck.
You want to
Here,
read this one? You got it.
can you read this one while I sip on my green apple water?
Do you see this child? She done laid out on
Hey,
my
she comfortable.
whatever
You
it
picked
takes.
her up during the show.
Hi, Dr. Renair. I feel like I'm stuck on pause while my friends are hitting fast forward with their lives. Oh Lord. Already this letter's stepping on my toes. They've got exciting careers. They're getting married or having kids, and here I am feeling like yesterday's news. Every time we hang out, I feel smaller and like I'm just not keeping up. It's gotten to the point where I dread meeting up because what do I even talk about, my Lord? How can I shake off this jealousy and not feel so left out? I wonder what your friends are saying to you, but go ahead.
My answer is I don't know because I feel that way. I don't. The truth of the question. Mm, first, it's some inner work with you.
Mm,
Because the truth of the matter is, it may look like that people are hitting fast forward on their lives, and we're not. That may not be exactly what is happening, right?
mhm,
Because I
mhm.
do find, and I often find this, especially with people of color, we don't always acknowledge the things that's going on for us,
Right,
right? So I know people that get whole degrees and they don't even talk about it. I'm
right.
gonna tell you, I was out at a event, and I know that this individual completed a program, right? I
Mhm.
know they did. So everybody's going around the table, talking about what they're up to, what's going on, dot dot dot. And this person was like, I'm not up to much. So I said to them, I said, you don't want them to know that you got that degree? Like, you don't want them to
Mm,
know. They were like, no, that was for me. And I respect that. But so that's why I wonder how much of this person is feeling stuck on pause. But what I will say is, oftentimes those feelings of not feeling like that you're just not keeping up is that game. That's that comparison thing.
Yes, yes,
And anytime you compare yourself to individuals that are doing things that you would like to do, you're always going to feel smaller
yeah,
because you're looking at where you desire to be.
right.
So you're always going to feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard you say I wonder what your friends are saying. I wonder if this is a conversation that she could have or he could have or they could have with their friends, because sometimes your friends will bring you into reality. Like, what do you mean you stuck on pause? You did this, you did this, you did this, you
Right,
did this.
right, right,
Every day
right.
somebody say, "What's going on with you?" I'll be like, "Nothing." Because to me it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just had a whole full day today, right? To the point that I got to you like 5 minutes before we was gonna go on air,
Yeah,
right? So I think when you already are feeling inadequate in life, then every definition is going to have some inadequacy in it when you compare it to other people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that well, society and culture and all that stuff also plays a really big role. By the time you're this age, you're supposed to be doing this. By the time you reach that plateau, you're supposed to be, and so many of us are kind of still stuck there, right? Especially those of us who are a little older, and we're seeing the younger generations come up, and they like, child, what, you working in the president's office at 22, right? Things that like the dreams that we had, stuff that we are even working on, right? That we're seeing other people achieve, and it's just like, why can't that, what is wrong with me? That is it's like, what is wrong with me? Why haven't I achieved this? Why can't I be where so and so is? And a lot of times you don't know what so and so went through to get to you talked about, you see where they are. But do
Yeah.
you know the backstory? Do you know what it took for so and so to get where they are? Right? Also, we are all on our individual journeys, right? You talked about comparison. I can listen, I am one that I struggle with comparison and imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
right? So it is helpful. One of the things that helps is kind of understanding that, you know what, you still have, when I say you have, so I'll talk about me. I still have, there's things that I'm still learning along the way that's preparing me for when I get to where I'm trying to get to, right? Um, and my journey is not going to look like your journey, Renair. Like, we've been parallel a lot,
Yeah.
but you've achieved degrees and all of that. And yeah, and honestly, I'm like, okay, what's wrong with me? Why haven't I got this degree yet? And my sibling done got 2, 3, 4
And a lot
degrees.
of debt. And a
But a
lot
lot
of
of
debt.
that.
Add that.
Yeah, and a lot of that. But I have to honor my journey. I have to be okay with my journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remind myself, you talked about things that that you've done, things that you're still doing. We have to remind ourselves of all of the things. Every once in a while I read my bio and I'm just like, "Cha, is that me?" We forget. We were so fixed on comparing ourselves and so fixed on degrading ourselves, belittling ourselves, so fixed on, battling with negative self-talk and all that, we forget all of the accomplishments, right, that we have made and the things that we are still yet doing, like right now.
Yeah.
Like right now, we got to learn how to celebrate those times, right? Celebrate those little steps, celebrate every part of our journeys. That, I think, that helps with, kind of helps us not to look at other people like, oh my God, they've arrived and I haven't. Because guess what? There are things that you can do, that I can do, that somebody who's arrived can't. There are people, I believe that there are people that we are called to, right? That the person who's arrived is not called to. We have specific, and I know it's not Bali is in it, so it's gonna come out. But I really believe that we are called to certain people, that we are called to maybe one particular person or a group of individuals, or called to a time, right? We might be called to a time or called to a place. And the people that we are focused on are not called to that time, place, or person or group of people. And so, we have to learn how to honor our own journeys. You are right where you're supposed to be right now. Yeah, that you might not want to be there if you're struggling, but the finances may not be there, and it might not look like what you want it to look like. But wherever you happen to find yourself, I truly believe that there's a purpose for that particular moment where you find yourself.
And
Right?
I love that loving full answer, right? Because what you said is valid. I want to know, based on everything that you said, do you really believe that helps shake off the jealousy?
No, I don't. But I said it helps. I didn't say it shook it off. Because sometimes we have to, while we're learning how to honor our own journey, we also have to deal with, right,
The
the
feelings, the real
jealousy that
feelings.
comes from being feeling inadequate. If we, I believe that we do the work of um taking care of our self-image, our self-worth, our self-esteem, right? Then won't jealousy won't be so easy, right? It
Hmm.
won't be so easy for us to be jealous of somebody else, because we see ourselves in a better light. If I'm always having feelings of inadequacy, I'm going to continue to be jealous of people that I believe are, you know, all the shit. Right? Like they got their stuff together. If I'm constantly saying what is wrong with me, I'm going to keep being jealous of people that I feel have their stuff together.
Right, right. And I had to go look for something, um, because I wanted to. I had heard this before, and it shocked me because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really realize the full difference of it. Jealousy versus envy, right?
Mm.
So jealousy and envy both involve a feeling of desire for what another person has. But jealousy is usually thought to be more negative. It often involves resentment towards the other person. Envy is also a negative feeling, but the word doesn't usually imply hostility. I don't,
Mm.
based on this, I don't think they're jealous. I think they're more envious
Mm-hmm.
because I don't feel like there's any hostility here. I mean, the truth of the matter is, and Radiant said it in the comments, comparison is a thief of joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like something, honey. I remember when I was looking for a job and I could not find a job, but everybody around me was finding jobs. They was
Mm-hmm.
finding jobs like they were finding pennies on the street. I could not even get an interview. And then when they would call me and be like, I got this job, I was like I was excited for them when I said, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. But internally I was like, Lord, like what is going on? Is something wrong with my resume? Is there something wrong with me?
Mm.
I wonder if it's just a human response based on what we where we think we should be versus like I hope this person loses their job or I hope they get a
Mm.
divorce or whatever the other negative thing is because we feel like if I can't have it, nobody should have it,
Mm.
right? But I really feel like that piece of sometimes you feel left out. It's real. It's real. It's real when everyone around you is climbing and you are just like, well, what about me? And I think that's when we start entering some spiritual elements.
Mhm.
I think that's when, therapy comes into play. Like I always am going to comment and go to therapy, right? But it's about knowing what type of therapist
Right.
you need. Like I don't do well with the how does it make you feel therapist. How does that make you feel? What do you mean how does that make you feel? Like what do you think it makes me feel like? I need a talk therapist. Like I need to feel like we are just in conversation and then you can extract what you need to extract from the things that we're talking about. But the
Mhm.
moment you hit me with how, as a mental health advocate, the moment you hit me with that, I'm like, you ain't even paying attention.
Mm. Mhm.
And that may not be true, but it's just something inside of me that knows that that type of therapy does not work well for me. I need engagement. So I think it becomes imperative for people to know what they need and what
Yeah.
works for them. Because I know some people that's been in therapy for a really, really long time. And I'm like, did y'all talk about did y'all and they be like, no, they don't do that there. I'm like, well, you need to find the type of therapist that, that
Mhm.
works for
Mhm.
you. So I'm
Mhm.
always going to go to that. And the final thing that I'll say is talk to your friends. Like you said, Sue, you said in the very beginning, like, because they may be looking at you. I have found out some of the very people that I have looked at and been like, I wish I could be like them, have thought the same about me.
Yeah.
So sometimes talking to your friends, your their friends may turn to them and say, "I'm jealous of you. You don't have none right now. I be
Yeah.
ready to, I want to go out. I want to do this and do that. You're freely able to maneuver, and I can't do that
Mhm.
right now. So
Yeah.
sometimes hearing how people view you is helpful because I'm watching Wadan down in the comments, and Wadan don't know when we were in school. You talking about envy? I was so jealous because he just knew. He knew doctrines. He knew creeds. He knew the history of, you know, how this church came to be, how this theology came to be. And I just would be like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, for
Mhm.
real? Oh, wow. And I just wanted to have his brain with all of that information because he could engage with the theologians and the other scholars like no business. And I would just be like, yeah, that ain't my story. Like I could only answer from the things that I knew. So you'd be surprised
Mhm.
what makes their friends think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my 25 cents on that. Because I'm surrounded by amazing people and they have no idea what I think about them. And I just be like, wow. I'm glad that I get to experience people like you and Radiance and Dan, because I see them in the comments, so I'm gonna call them out because they're friends of mine. But I think as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more okay with what
Mhm.
has it been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not over yet,
No, it's not.
and that's the truth. It's not over yet. I mean, Pink Love Lab Live may be done as we get ready to close out, but um, our life is not done. And so, before we get ready to close out tonight, Sue, I just really want to tell you thank you for um, doing all that you have done and continue to do to support the work that the divine has for me in this, in this part of the journey. And as I head into the next part of my journey, I'm glad that you're always going to be with me. And I want to thank everyone that has tuned in over the past few months
Yes.
and has sent in questions and gave feedback. Thank you for making Pink Love Lab Live exactly what it has been. And I look forward to what is going to come in the next iteration of Pink Love Wellness and the spiritual work and the relationship work in a new context that we are
Yeah.
going to go on and keep on doing. But thank
Yes.
you, Sue. I appreciate you.
Uh,
I love you.
I love
And
you.
I still think we should do a walking heavy again. But at the same time, I just want to say that this has been fun. And I can't say there won't be another one. I just know that right now, the end of the summer, next month's my birthday, then
Woohoo! Come on, birthday.
so we're going to let time do what it does. But look out
Yeah.
for an announcement regarding an upcoming service for Therese said she's here for
Well,
walking
yeah,
heavy. I'm so everyone is here for walking heavy. So we got to do something in the fall with walking heavy. But
yes, because there's a lot of things happening, so there's a lot of things to talk about. Yeah.
yeah, we got to get started before we get to the election.
Yes.
Before we get to the election, but um, if you're looking for me, you can find me at Renair Amin and stay tuned for more information about services and events and things that'll be coming up over the next couple of months. Do you have anything to add? What is your takeaway from today?
Listen, ugh, God, there's so many nuggets. Um, but I think I will go back to what I voiced before and say honor every part of your journey, right? Honor every bit of it. All of it is useful. All of it is necessary, right? Honor every part of your journey. And so I say that to you, Dr. Renair, my dear sibling. 25 years, honor every part of your journey. And so whatever that means for y'all that's watching, that will catch this in the replay, that will, you know, hear this later. Yeah, whatever that means for you, look into that. Right? You deserve the very best. You deserve the best of you, if that makes sense.
That's right. And we're going to close on that note. You deserve the best of you. And I'm going to add of you and for you. You deserve the best of you and for you.
Yeah.
So, on that note, we say good night, many blessings, and I'll see you soon. Maybe not here, but I'll see you somewhere. So, you take care of yourself and have a blessed evening, day, or night, no matter what time you're watching this. And thank you for supporting me and the Pink Love Lab Live. Thank you and have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
Let's talk about love. Like you and me all night, and let's talk about love.